welcome to the Men's Room. I'm your host, Mark Sparks. Today we're going to be looking at approaches and whether canned ones or situational ones work best. And from Natural Seducers, Misho. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Without a doubt. How you doing?
Good, good.
Nice. So let's get into this, man. Natural Seducers, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about what you do?
Okay, well, it's just a company that me and my friends started a while ago because we saw this need to teach guys to actually how to approach girls without using all these pre-scripted routines.
So you teach them not to be scripted, but to do what?
Yeah, sort of look outside of that script. Figure out a way to talk to somebody just being in the moment, talking to the person, and you're actually listening to them, what they're saying to you, what's going on right there and then. Because if you have this script, you're not listening to them. You're actually in your head thinking, oh, what do I say next? You sort of want to steer the conversation in a certain way where you actually connect with the girl on a level beyond, just the surface. Oh, so where do you go to school? What do you do? Yada, yada, yada. Because, you can just sort of present your resume, if you will, to a girl. If you just want to, find out information like that. Here's my resume. This is who I am. This is what I do. What's yours? Exchange the resumes,
right.
And that's about it. You want to move past that. Sort of figure out who she really is. What does she like to do? What her goals in life are. What kind of a person she is, and then figure out, is that somebody who you would really like to sort of continue conversation with.
In order to find out what she's thinking, who she is, more about her, what kind of questions do you come with after hi?
Okay, let's say you were a girl.
Okay.
Go up to you, say anything just out of the blue, let's say situational. You're wearing, green shirt.
Okay.
It's a really nice shirt.
Thank you.
Where'd you get that?
The store.
The store? Which store? Why green color? Is that like your favorite color or something?
My girlfriend told me it was a nice color on me.
All right. So then I pick up on what you said. I can't really relate to that because I don't go shopping, like with my friends, with my guy friends, because they're not like that. So how is it? How is that experience actually going out, shopping with your girlfriends?
And just kind of building on what you said. Because some guys aren't comfortable with just kind of going on the cuff. What are some canned approaches that you use/give guys?
Well, if you really have to, resort to that, you can't find anything else situational happening right there and then. And you have to just, fall back on something. Definitely use an opinion opener of any sort. Because you ask a girl opinion on anything and she'll give it to you.
Right.
Because they love, discussing their opinions on anything and everything.
Right.
If you're in a club, ask her, an opinion on the DJ, opinion on what, the other girl, her friend is wearing, an opinion on what you're wearing. What do you like this shirt on me? Does it look, too gay, or is it, really cool? What do you think?
So that you didn't just say, do you like this shirt? Because it becomes a yes, I do, no, I don't.
Yeah, it's a quick yes and no, and, what do you do then? Oh. Ask her like an open-ended question.
Right, okay.
How does this shirt look on me? Do you like it? How much do you like it? Why do you like it? If you don't like it, why don't you like it? What's wrong about it? How about these shoes? Anything, really anything. They'll give you feedback and you just, again, feed off of that. That's your starting point, entry into any conversation if you have to, fall back on something. As long as you're not coming off as a needy guy that's just there, like with this pre-scripted routine, they'll pick up on that and they'll be like, I don't think I want to talk to this guy. It's definitely how you say it, how you come off, and what's your intention behind it. We've seen guys pull off some really just ridiculous lines that would be borderline insulting. And, it's just the way he says it. Your chances are way better if your intention is right. Just, go out, have fun, make them have fun as well, be interested in them.
Right.
That's all.
So practically now, let's say, I come to you and I need help. I can't meet any girls. What do you say?
I would figure out who you are first and foremost. Sort of figure out what your really positive qualities are. What would people actually find attractive about you? There's got to be something, about everyone. Even if they don't think about it, they can't figure out what that, positive trait, what that, passionate thing about them is. There is something about everyone, even the guy that sits in, at his home, plays Xbox all day long. He's obviously passionate about the games. I try to find that in you. one or two or a couple of things that you're really passionate about, and then figure out what positive traits of you can actually bring out that you're not bringing out already, and put them out to the world. When you're talking to anyone, wherever the topic of conversation steers, you have your passions behind you. And if any of those passions gets mentioned in a topic of conversation, or even remotely gets brushed, you can bring it up, you do that. Sort of if you're passionate about travel and you're talking to a girl and she says, oh, I just came back from Italy or something. Like, really? I really love traveling too. And then you connect on that. What do you like about traveling? How's that? What do you like about Italy?
Right.
How was that whole experience? Well, I was in Spain, for example, and I like this about Spain, and yada yada yada.
What if my passion is not so cool? It's not traveling. I like comic books. So does that still have the same effect?
Yes, depends how you frame it. Like, let's say a girl says, she loves movies, and you figure out, oh, what do you like about movies? You love movies, so what? What do you like about them? What is it about the movies that you like? And she tells you what it is. And if it's the same thing or a similar thing, like, oh, really? That's why I love comic books too. They make me feel like this. I get this out of comic books, and it's totally similar to what you get out of the movies.
Right.
Or if it's even totally different, like, oh, you like that about movies? Well, that's totally different from the reason why I like comic books. Sort of, I can relate to that. I like comic books. I don't like movies that much, but I like comic books, and this is why I like them.
Right.
So you just bring it out and
look for a tie.
Yeah.
And use your passion to drive it.
Right. If she doesn't like that, well, too bad. Nothing you can do about it.
Right. Well, that's a big part, because I think a lot of times, guys, we feel like we have to change. Oh, she likes muscular guys, so I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna work out. Oh, she likes blonde hair. Okay, I'm gonna dye my hair.
Right. We see that a lot of guys like sort of trying to appeal to one type of a girl, and then that girl rejects them. Oh, what now? What do I do now? Oh, let me try here. Oh, she likes something totally different. Now you spend some time appealing to her, and it's just running around, not using your passions, not having your passions drive you, not being yourself. You're trying to appeal to whatever their ideal at the moment is.
Right.
Even with a single girl, that ideal could change.
Right.
Over time. So if it worked with her, once, 6 months down the road, it could change. She could like something totally different. And what do you do then?
What's the danger copying people? They see a cool guy, or they see a hot guy, or whatever it is, a guy that women desire, and they try to be him. What's the danger in that?
Well, there's a good thing. There's a good thing is you find somebody who you want to copy. You figure out what it is about him that people find attractive. So you probably figure out, that's something I don't have. For example, the looks. If he's really well-built guy, and you're a skinny guy, you figure out in your head, obviously, common sense. Well, if I worked out, I might actually come off as a more approachable, attractive guy. So you could probably do that. Spend some time in the gym, work out, live up to be like that guy, and it would actually do you some good. Working out, looking good, can't hurt.
Right.
But if you try to copy anybody like famous that people sort of desire and worship, so to speak, you try to copy him, you're really coming off as somebody who's not himself. And it goes back to that saying that, if you ask any girl, what would you like me to be? Like, what would you like an ideal guy to be like? And they would say, well, just himself, funny, cool guy, just himself.
Which is, every guy hears it at some point.
Exactly.
Be you.
Every guy hears it and they go,
and it's a conundrum.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
What does be yourself mean?
Right.
So if you're trying to copy somebody else, you're not coming off as yourself. You're trying to be somebody else, and people pick up on that.
Right.
Whether you like it or not, people are not that stupid. They'll pick up on that. Especially women, they have that sixth sense, that we talk about, and they'll pick up on that. It's like, oh, that's, he kind of comes off cool and all that, but it's not really him.
Right.
I don't know what it is about him, but it's, something's wrong with him, something's off.
It's one of those things that everyone says, oh, be yourself, be you, be you. And it's like, really? I've been me, and that's not getting me any ass. And I've been me, and that's not getting me any phone numbers. I've been me, that's not getting me any dates.
Right.
So what is this me that I'm supposed to be to get her?
That's what most guys don't even bother sort of figuring out. Spending any time figuring out who they are. What are you really all about? What do you want to do in life? What are your goals? What are your passions? What do you like doing in your spare time? What kind of work do you like to do? What do you like to travel? Where do you like to travel? Why do you like to travel? Why do you like doing things that you like to do? And what your beliefs are. Sit down, sort of figure out the whole complete list of who you really are. But until you figure out who you really are, you will never know how to be yourself.
Right.
You'll sort of start, copying little things here, little things there, but never know exactly what it is that you really are and what it is that you really should be. When people tell you be yourself, oh, okay, that's who I am. Well, that's just, follow the list. That's what I should be.
That's it, yeah. One of the things I read about associated with you is women aren't attracted to good-looking men. They're attracted to attractive men. Again,
it boils down to your passions. Like you would see anywhere in the city, for example, you go out, you would see a gorgeous looking girl with just a regular dude. And you wonder, what does he have that attracted her, that, made her like him, stick around with him? What does he have? He doesn't have the looks. He doesn't have, like millions of dollars, expensive cars. He's got to have something.
Right.
And then we figured out that after talking to so many people, us learning from them, figuring out what this is, what really appeals to, not just women, but anyone. Why do they find you attractive? Is, you finding out what your real passion is and just going with that. This is what I like. This is who I am.
How do you continue to foster that feeling of, if you don't like who I am, that's cool. I'm going to find somebody who does.
Yeah, it takes some courage.
Okay.
It's not easy. Never said it was easy. Because I myself put myself out there as well. I was that guy, the quiet, shy guy, and I still am. But I figured out what my positive traits are, what really drives me, what my passions are, and I just went with that. And, I would run into girls that would be like, really? You're an asshole or something, like I really don't like this guy. I'm like, okay. It felt bad at the moment too.
Right.
But then, I would revisit it in my head, sort of, well, this is really me. It's nothing, nothing bad about me. I wouldn't put my bad traits out there. But, she didn't like it. Really. It hurt a couple of times, but then after a while, it takes some courage to put that out. After a while,
for sure.
You get to that point where, some people start liking it. Some people start noticing, and they actually like that about you.
Right.
And they're like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Somebody out there likes this. Somebody out there likes me. That's, that just blew my mind.
Right.
If she liked it, there's got to be somebody else who does. And then it just snowballs from there.
That one yes kind of negates
it makes a
10
lot
no's.
of difference. Yes, definitely.
That's
Makes a whole lot of difference, especially when it's followed by a few more yeses. Changes everything.
Right. And then some numbers after the yes. And very well as a pro, you go to a club, you see a girl, and you have minutes, if not seconds, to get her attention and say something that the 10 other guys that have talked to her haven't said already. How do I kick in that natural, passionate mark at that point?
Natural passion mark.
Yeah, like how do I find him when I'm scared, when I have music loud, I haven't had any liquid courage yet.
Walk out of the club. No, seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Leave?
In that state, you're really no good to anyone, honestly. Like, when you're scared and just sort of that fear is consuming you, you walk into any situation, in the club or outside of the club or anywhere, you're really no good to anyone. I don't personally like to go out to clubs because it's just way too much going on for me to actually have a decent conversation with anybody. If I see a girl that I like, that is, I want to talk to her for at least 5-10 minutes, figure out who she is. There's, her friends coming along with drinks, shots, another guy, a couple of guys hitting on them, groups merging back, forth, lights, music, loud music. You can't hear yourself. You can't hear them. It's just too much. Too much, like a sensory overload of sorts. And you can't focus on the girl, and she can't focus on you. And it's just not the ideal situation.
So you don't recommend the club?
No. But if you were in the club, push yourself. Sort of, you know, have some balls. Just walk in there, you know, use some of that courage, put it out, see what happens, break through those fears.
So let me ask you, what's the worst thing you've seen happen to a guy who's approached a girl?
I haven't seen anything really that bad aside from a girl just turning around going, "Who are you?" Not interested, and just, you know, turning her back on him.
Right.
That's about it. Me personally, I've had a girl sort of freak out because, you know, I touched her in a club and I tried to talk to her, get her attention. And she freaked out, and then all her friends came along and, you know, tried to tell me not to talk to her because she has a boyfriend, which was kind of ridiculous at the time because I just wanted to talk to her.
Right.
I didn't want to, you know, come in as a substitute for the boyfriend, even temporary, you know.
Just for a night. No.
I just wanted to talk to her, yeah. And people get that, you know, get the wrong impression, and next thing you know, everybody's freaking out. But that's about it. There was really nothing violent. Nobody got, you know, stabbed, killed, beat up.
And you're still
for
here in
whatever
one
reason,
piece.
you know, kicked out of the club.
The worst thing that you've seen as a professional is a no.
That's the worst that can happen.
What are you doing? She has a boyfriend. Leave her alone. Like
the girl is not likely to, you know, spill her drink in you, or like, slap you, hit you, hurt you. Sometimes the girls are just not interested. You know, after a couple of minutes, the interest, attraction might be there, might not. If they're not, they'll just turn around and, you know, go about their night. That's about it. That's the worst that can happen. But the problem with most guys, they're thinking, you know, like, oh, she's gonna hurt me, she's gonna embarrass me, she's gonna, you know, grab the mic from the DJ, announce it to everybody, or something along those lines. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
It's not a negative thing. It's just everything is feedback.
Exactly.
Even when you get a no, you know, oh, hey, I can work on something. I can do something differently.
Exactly.
Just like anything else, you need to practice it, right?
Yeah.
So is this something that you practice on people? Is this something that you get guys to practice in a mirror?
We do a whole bunch of exercises with them during our seminars and workshops.
Ooh, like what?
We have them, you know, doing all kinds of improv exercises. For example, guys don't know what to talk about. So even like if they have the opener ready, what's the next thing? Oh, what do I say next? Right? I can ask for an opinion, but, you know, she gives me her opinion. What do I do now? And it goes back to what I mentioned before. Feed off what she gives you. Listen to her. Just ask for an opinion and listen to her. Listen what she gives you. And then if she mentions, you know, like a few keywords, whatever that may be, that will initiate something in your brain. You know, you'll come up with some association of sorts, and it'll trigger something, you know, like an experience that you had. For example, I ask you, you know, how do you like this club? And you say, oh, the DJ sucks. And you hear, oh, DJ, cool. What do I know about DJs? What do I like about DJs? Well, you know, anything about DJs. Oh, really? Oh, I'm a DJ. You know, oh, my friend's a DJ. Talk about that. It's just a word association of sorts. You know, just listen to what she gives you, pick up on that, and just roll off of that. It can happen over a weekend, literally.
Really?
Some of the guys have just had their lives changed over the whole weekend because we've thrown them into these situations that we built for them. Sort of, you know, we teach them what to do, how to do it, have them go through all these drills and exercises, sort of have them actually do it without feeding their brain with, you know, oh, this is the manual, you know, we'll go through the manual. We actually get them doing it and getting them involved. And then over the whole weekend, you know, they talk to about 50 girls, 50 random strangers on the street, just to get over their fears of approaching. Then once they get over that fear of approaching, you know, other fears that pop in.
Right.
And then some of them hit that brick wall where it's like, oh, fear of success. You know, I'm having all these girls now interested in me, and I don't know what to do with them.
Right.
You know, I have never had this much success. What do I do now? So, you know, get them past that.
That's a different total, right.
Yeah. Can happen over a weekend, can happen over a couple of months, depending how much effort they put into that, how, you know, seriously they take this. I think it's a skill that can be learned.
Awesome. Misha, it was a fantastic pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Enjoyed having you in the men's room, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's take a look at our 5 takeaway points from Miso. Point number 1, women love talking about their opinion on things. Engage them with open-ended questions to keep the conversation moving forward. If you appear needy, she's not gonna want to talk to you. Point number 2, know what you're passionate about in life. Bring this passion into your conversation with women. If you speak with your passion behind you, it'll make you a much more energetic and interesting person. Point number 3, figure out who you really are. You'll need to do some soul searching here. But once you do figure out who you are, you'll be able to be yourself, which will make you much more comfortable and attractive around women. Point number 4, if you find yourself up in your head or in a state of fear or anxiety when trying an approach, change your location and your physiology to get back into a powerful state. Once you're back in state, you can try your approach again. It'll be much more effective than if you just try to push your way through it. Point number 5, approaches take courage, and if you don't do it, you'll both lose out. The worst that can happen is you'll get a no, and it's not the end of the world. Dust yourself off and try again. Eventually, the no's will fade away. And always remember, there's no such thing as failures, only opportunities to learn. And in life, class is always in session. I'm Mark Sparks, we'll see you next time on The Men's Room.